morning, guys. Welcome to my channel Hey on Way. I hope you are all doing well. Well, it's a bright morning and the weather is brilliant. Perfect day for shooting. So, we are really excited this morning and we are really enjoying the chill breeze of the morning. So, guys, we are now at the Tumsong Tea Estate, which is one of the most iconic tea estate in Darjeeling. A perfect summer escape for the Bong people. Well, Darjeeling tea is known for its taste, aroma, and class. And the person I am meeting today has all the qualities of a estate manager. He is smart, strict, and disciplined. Meet my very special guest, Mr. Naresh, who is also the busiest person in Tumsong Tea Estate. Hi, sir. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for the amazing hospitality you are giving us. We are really enjoying our stay at Tumsong. On this special episode with Hey on Way, I would like to know more about Tumsong.
So, I presume it's your first visit to Tumsong?
In Darjeeling, this is my first time.
Okay. So, this is Darjeeling your first time?
Yes.
First time you're visiting any state?
Exactly.
I would like to say that basically tea have three types. One is black, which is fully fermented. Second is green, which is non-fermented. And third one is oolong, which is semi-fermented. There are three segments of tea. Black tea has two parts. One is CTC, that is crushed tear curd, and second is orthodox. Both are fully fermented, but a different part. The CTC and orthodox both have different parameters for manufacturing, and growing areas are different. From the same plant you can produce CTC, from the same plant you can orthodox, but the character-wise teas would be different. Here in Darjeeling we produce Darjeeling Black Orthodox.
Okay.
And Darjeeling Green, that is also type of orthodox, green tea. Both time and under customers' demand, sometimes we produce like specialty segment, oolong or white or like that. That tea also can be produced here. As far as I knew, my knowledge was, all the teas have same benefits.
Okay.
What matters is you should have drink that in the right way, right method. Like in normal Indian household, what we are drinking CTC with milk tea, we just keep boiling it, boiling. That is not the traditional or right way to drink. If you are drinking green tea, you shouldn't boil. It's more than 85 degrees. The water should not be boiled 85 degrees, and the teas not at all should be boiled. Boil the water, put the leaves, and leave it for 3 minutes or 5 minutes according to your taste. Green tea will give you at best at 85 degrees centigrade, where this black tea you need to be boiled at 100 degree. That is basic parameter. Apart from that, if you boil that more or brew it like longer period, so definitely the tannin and caffeine will come out and it will have some impact on that. The right process: 1 teaspoon, 2.5 gram, 100 degree boil water, 125 4 ounce water for 5 minutes brewing. So that is the standard testing parameter, and that will give you what is the actual taste of tea and actual benefit of tea. You shouldn't add milk or sugar or like elaichi and other like all those things. You are making basically you are making a kada out of that, which is not needed. If you want to taste real Darjeeling, a real CTC even also in that case also, you shouldn't boil it. But in the Indian mentality, you just boil.
Exactly.
That's not going to work. We have to see what is the customer's requirement. We are guided by our marketing department. They set us parameters what type of tea you have to produce. Like there's a seasonal thing. Sometimes in the first flush, second flush, nobody going to produce green tea.
Okay.
That will be produced in the later part, or like then the green tea is demand there. Yes, if it is demand there, we can produce green tea in first flush and second flush. Same time you are not producing, either you are producing green tea or either you are producing black tea.
Right.
Simultaneously you are not producing same tea in the same factory, because the process is different.
Okay.
The difference between CTC and orthodox, that orthodox tend to have larger leaves, leafy.
Right.
That's why it's called orthodox leaves, which is traditionally the teas in which way teas were produced. Later on, 60s, 70s onwards, CTC came into the picture. The CTC growing areas are different. Duars, Tarai, Assam, South, like that. Darjeeling Old Gardens are producing Darjeeling Orthodox or Darjeeling Green Orthodox. Yes, you can say premium
Okay.
because the yield is very low here, productivity is very low, so the cost of production is very high. But these Darjeeling, because of it has a unique character, because of the soil and facing and altitude and like those things, it's a different type of flavor characteristics are there, which is not found in other part of country or in any other part of the world.
Please tell us more about the plantation of Tumsang.
We have 4 flushes: first flush, second flush, rains, and autumn. First flush is floral, spring teas from March to April. So the first flush teas are more floral, light on aroma, cup is light, olive green. You drink the tea and your mouth is full with flavor like that. But teas are delicate, very light on this palate. For the second flush, that is called summer teas. Summer teas are have more strongness or more strength in their different characteristics. And the tea will taste you like fully ripened fruit. After there, July onwards till Puja, it is rain flush. Bush tend to grow more. The internode will be larger like that. That time flavor component in compared to first flush and second flush are down, but still some characteristic remain there. When the winter approaches, that come autumn and flush.
Okay.
So autumn is basically mix of first flush and second flush, we can say.
So this is first flush, that is spring flush, and autumn flush. Do they taste same?
No.
They don't taste.
So you have tested for spring tea, first flush.
Right.
You haven't tested second flush.
No.
So both are different, like North Pole and South Pole. First flush is very light,
Right.
delicate aroma, light on palate. Whereas second flush is have more strength, pungent, sweet, but it's very strong with palate. It has a kick.
Yes.
So those both are different things. You can get Darjeeling, Chamong Group's tea locally also.
Okay.
We are selling it online nowadays. You can contact our corporate office, they can send you online.
How many places do you guys export?
Basically Europe and Japan.
Europe and
Japan
Japan. Okay.
and partially US. New generation doesn't have that much patience to sit in front of a pot, let it brew for 5 minutes, let it cool for 5 minutes, then drinking. What they want is RTD, and Darjeeling is not for the RTD, ready to drink. It is a passion game. Growing Darjeeling tea, manufacturing Darjeeling tea, being producing Darjeeling tea, marketing it and drinking itself is a different ball game. It is for the passionate people. We are facing a similarly tough competition with Nepal tea and spirits quality in the name of Darjeeling what the people are offering. It's very hard to get genuine Darjeeling. See that we have 3 states here.
Maribong is
Maribong, Lingya and Tamsong. These were planted by some Warnik families from German,
there. Okay.
not by Britishers. They came here to as a missionary. Some domestic issue with the German, they stopped the aid and they have to survive here, so they turned up in tea business. They planted Lingya first in 1880. In 1885 they planted Tamsong. You are watching nowadays, just basic roof is changed and the car is changed. You can have one picture of that 1954 clicked by one some British manager.
Okay.
We try to retain the heritage thing, which is the soul of this bungalow.
Okay.
It's a home away home, first thing. It will give you experience how the Britishers used to live, the colonial era. The staffs are also trained in that way. We are not fixed like a hotel menu. Yes,
Right,
you have to
right.
eat this time. You will get only this one. It's very flexible. A small
Exactly,
property,
exactly.
4 room, but you will get homely ambience or like that thing. This Chamong group taken over in 1998.
Okay.
Mr. Lohia, Ashok Lohia,
Okay.
in 1998 from the Hashimara group. People sometimes came into this property. They came into with the impression they are going in a hotel. See, this is not hotel.
A hotel. I understand.
This is something different.
Exactly.
So first people have to think that way, and this property is need for a class people, elite class, different class. It's not for the common traveler who doesn't understand what. I'm not saying this is for the particular community or like
Exactly,
that, but
exactly.
the class is at least the class is there.
Exactly.
So who have the patience for tea, Basically, before the government bring this idea tea and tourism, we were already in this business.
Right.
2007 onwards.
Okay, it was there from
In 2007 we converted. Basic idea was that people who want to understand about tea and want to learn about tea, and because we have a lot of buyers and from foreign delegates people, so we have to continually entertain them. So we company bring with the idea to establish a centralized location because we have 13 tea estates. So why not entertain them there, and with that they can stay there for 1 or 2 nights. They can see how the tea get manufactured or harvested. So ultimately that will give them a chance to understand what for they are paying. So this is the same thing with the tourist also.
Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to shoot here at Tumsang. I'm glad that you gave us this opportunity to explore the estate. Thank you so much, sir, once again.
Thank you.